Hey everyone, it's Mia and today's video is gonna be things you need to do / know before you start uni. So yeah, this is another video for the freshers. I've already done a video on things you need to bring to uni, so I will link that down below if you want to watch that one after this one. If you're new, make sure to subscribe for more like student lifestyle content as well as some other things that I do. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. First of all, congratulations if you got into the uni you wanted or your second choice, or if you're just going to uni in general, then I'm very excited for you because first year is the best. So I've seen a lot of people do videos like this, like things you need to know before uni and all this stuff, but I've tried to like draw on my own experience as much as possible and like think of some things that are like not as generic. So hopefully you'll get something new from this video. Also, just a quick exciting announcement before we start is that I'm going to be featured on the Freshers Festival, which is like a virtual Freshers Festival, and it's basically an online website and the tickets are completely free. You can just go on there if you're a first year student or anyone, but it is for first year students obviously. And there's going to be loads of stuff like student discount codes, free things that you can get as a fresher, and also loads of content from top student creators, which apparently is me, because they asked if I wanted to make a video for it, so I obviously said yes. And it's going to be one that's not on my channel at the moment, so you guys won't have seen it before. It's only going to be on the Freshers Festival. And obviously there'll be so many more YouTubers making videos about like tips for uni, things you need to know, so make sure to get on to this Freshers Festival because it looks so cool. And obviously you can't have like in real life freshers fairs this year, which is so sad, so this is like the closest you're gonna get. Some brands that they're working with is Pizza Hut, IKEA, Domino's, Google, YouTube, Deliveroo, things like that, so you'll get like discount codes, free food and everything like that. I went to a freshers fair last year at Bath Uni and they had all of that stuff, so it will just be the same but online. So yeah, I'll leave the link to that in the description, and make sure to like get a free ticket and go on there when it's the festival time. I think it's on the 22nd till the 24th of September, and you can watch my video on that. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's not for one specific uni. Obviously I go to Bath Uni, but this is like a national freshers festival for the whole of the UK. So if you're whatever uni you're from, you can go onto the freshers festival. Anyway, I will get started with the video now. So I'll start off with the things you need to know before you start uni. First thing, which you've probably realised, but uni is expensive. You are going to spend so much money, and the annoying thing is that you can easily, well not, I wouldn't say easily, but you can be a student on like a tight budget and you can do things really cheaply, but you just won't, because if you have got a little bit of extra money to spend, it's just so easy to let it slip and just decide not to save it and just have that little extra thing or go on an extra night out. And it is a time where you're going to spend so much money. And the main thing I would say is just like the little things add up so fast. Places that you're going to spend so much money are if there's a supermarket on campus. The amount of money, I would love to know how much money I spent in that little supermarket on campus in first year, because it was literally a 2-minute walk from my room, and it was just like on the way back. So if I was coming back from the gym or from a lecture, I'd be like, oh, I just need that, or I'll just get a little thing. If you do really want to save money in your first year, I would recommend just try not to go into town, because as soon as you go into town you will spend so much money. It will just be like, oh, just get a little coffee, get a little, you know, just don't go into town unless you need to. Try and order things online. Also, don't go into the supermarket on campus because you will buy loads of stuff. Next thing to know is you can't budget before you get there. So I have had a few DMs saying like, how much do you think I should spend per week? Or like, I'm trying to sort out my finances, or how much did you spend on this? And the thing is, it's different for everyone, and also you just don't know until you get there. So don't set yourself, well, you can set yourself a budget, but it's just not going to be realistic in the first few weeks, because everything's just going to be different to how you expect, and that's absolutely fine. So what I'd recommend doing is in the first couple weeks, just write down everything you spend money on, and then you can evaluate at the end of the first month or whatever and be like, okay, let's set a realistic budget based on what I'm spending. Next thing to note is there are going to be times when you really mess things up, whether that be like on a night out or something to do with your course, like exams, anything like that. There's just going to be times where you're like, oh my gosh, can't believe I did that. I had one of these times in first year. I haven't actually told this story on my YouTube channel before. I should have, because it's really funny, but I think I just like didn't really know what video to put it in, and it's not really long enough for a story time. But basically, my first exam in January, which is like the first ever uni exam I've done, I basically missed it because I thought that the room that it was in was somewhere else. So I went to the room that I thought it was in, and there was an exam in that room. So I sat down and was like ready to do the exam, and I didn't know what uni exams were like. I thought you just like sit in a random seat because everyone was just sat down ready to do the exam, and there was like a space free with a paper in front of it, and it didn't have someone's name or anything. So I was just like, I'll just sit there then. And I literally just sat down in this exam room, and I was like ready. And I had actually revised for this exam as well. And then they said that we can start, and I opened the paper and it was biology and chemistry, which is not my course. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I went to the back of the room and I asked the person, is maths in here? Like, I think it was, yeah, just like core maths. And they were like, no. But obviously they don't know when my exam was. Like, they weren't responsible for anything like that. So I went out the exam room, and I hadn't brought my phone with me because I was like, it's an exam, I'll just leave it in my room. So I had to run back to my room, get my phone and check on the timetable where my exam was. And as soon as I saw the room written out, I realised where it was, even though I had read that room and I thought it was the room that I was in. So I ran to the room. Oh, so then I called my dad and I was like crying because I was like, oh no, like by this point the exam will have started and I wasn't in there and I didn't know where to go. So I rang my dad and I was like crying and everything, and he was like, just go to the room, like try and get in. So I did that, but I didn't know how to get into the room. It sounds really stupid, but if you go to Bath Uni, so there's this thing called the Founders Hall, and it's kind of like underground a little bit, but not really. And on the outside it has like fire doors. So, and I'd only been into that room through the fire doors. So I tried to get in through the fire doors. And they were just like all locked. There was no one outside. You can't open them from the outside. There's no handle on the outside. They're just like doors like that. And I was just like, I literally don't know how to get in, because the only way that I've been in was like all these doors were open, like propped open, and everyone could just like go in. And it was when the Freshers Fair was on. It was all through Freshers Week. That's how you get in. Turns out there's a secret entrance through the Student Union, and you like have to go through these doors in the SU and then like go down all these stairs to get there. Why would I know that? Who would have told me that? They don't tell you that. You know how in school you have like practice exams and everything of like how to do it? There's nothing like that at uni. Like, they don't tell you where to go or how to do anything. You just have to like fend for yourself. Basically, I missed the exam because I didn't know how to get into this building. That was just a quick little story time for you. And the outcome of that was I retook the exam a couple weeks ago actually, and I just had to do that to get into second year, but my mark will still be 0, which is a bit annoying, but oh well. I think the best thing you can do is just sometimes you just gotta be like, whatever. You just gotta be like, oh well, like it doesn't matter. Because even though I was upset about it on the day and the day after when I had to speak to the head of economics, after that I was just like, do you know what? I don't care, it's fine. Like, obviously it was just a mistake and there was nothing I could have done in that situation. So now I know, and I will never make that mistake again. So yeah, anyway, that was just a quick story time for you guys. Oh my gosh, also, funny thing, this is another thing you might want to know if you're going to uni. lecturers are not the same as teachers. Lecturers are way meaner. Like, they don't want to help you as much as teachers do. They're just like way more harsh and like blunt with things, and it's really intimidating talking to them because they've obviously dedicated their whole life to this subject that you're studying, and you're just asking a little question that is probably really dumb, and they're just like... And when I was like crying about this exam and I couldn't get into the room and everything, I went to the economics office and asked this lecturer, who is one of my lecturers, but obviously he doesn't know me because there's like 300 people, but I was like bawling my eyes out, and I was like, what should I do? Like, I don't know how to get into the exam, and he was like, I don't know. And he literally didn't say anything else. He was just like, I don't know. And I was like, oh. And he was the only person in the office, so I just had to leave. But like, if that was a teacher, they'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about this. Like, this is your options. This is what you need to do. I'll write it down. I'll email this person. But he was literally just like, I literally don't know. And I was like, I mean, like, fair enough, that's not his job, but I was just like, you couldn't help me a little bit. That's just one thing to know, that lecturers are kind of scary and are kind of mean sometimes. Maybe I'm just sensitive. I am sensitive. It's fine, it's fine. Next thing you need to know is it is so easy to do nothing. It really depends on your course and your uni, but my lectures and seminars are not logged in terms of attendance, and they don't check if you do the homework. It's not called homework, I don't know what it's called. But they basically homework. They don't check if you do it. You could genuinely do nothing. You could not show up to any lectures or seminars and just take the exam, and they wouldn't know any different, because like, it's completely self-led. That is what I'm trying to say. Like, uni is all down to you. Everything is on you. All the responsibility is on you. And I wish, and I did know that at the start, but I think if I could go back, obviously I had the best time in first year. Like, that was like the best year of my life. But I think I would be a little bit less lazy if I could go back, because I really did spend a lot of time doing nothing, and just like chilling out. And even though some of that time was so valuable, like making really good friends and having so much fun, a lot of that time was literally just me chilling, and I could have spent that time doing a bit better in my studies. So I just thought I'd mention that even though first year doesn't count, your knowledge from first year will have to be applied throughout the rest of your degree. So if you don't know anything from first year, it probably is gonna affect your second year and your third year, which I didn't think about at all. But now that I'm going into second year, and I was like picking my modules, and I was like, these are all going to be related to first year, aren't they? And I don't know anything from first year. Do put some effort in. Like, even though first year's like for partying and everything, I think you'll regret it if you don't do anything for the whole year. Next thing to know is you are probably gonna make friends with people that you're not usually friends with, or like wouldn't usually gravitate towards, and that is such a good thing. And I think everyone should be really open-minded when making friends with people, and don't ever shut someone down because you think that they're different from you. And just don't worry about whether you have similar interests or anything like that, because sometimes you don't need anything in common, but you just have such a good laugh with that person. Next thing is be confident in Freshers Week. You will get no other time in your life like Freshers Week. It is just the most shameless time where you can literally just go up to anyone and just have a conversation and talk about anything and be crazy and just like do whatever you want. There is nothing like Freshers Week. Me and my flatmates talk about things that happen in Freshers Week all the time. It's so much fun. So just really, even if you're not a very confident person, you just have to force yourself, because like some people in Freshers Week you'll just meet and you'll think that you'll be really good friends with, and then you never see them again. And then there's some people that you meet and then you've just met them on one night out and then you're best friends or something. And just remember that everyone's in the same boat. Like, everyone's thinking the same, like, oh, this is awkward. It's not. Just go for it. Before I move on to the next section, the last thing to know is everything just works itself out. Everything will be fine. Say if there's a problem in your flat, or you don't like it, or there's someone you don't get on with, or you don't like part of your course, it all works itself out. So just don't stress too much, just enjoy the journey, I guess. I've had a lot of people messaging me saying, this is my accommodation, what's it like I'm worried about this. And the thing is, it's just, you've got it now, like you can't swap now. So just be like, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? Shared bathrooms are fine. Shared kitchens are fine. Like, you'll know when you get there. You'll see when you get there. I think it's just, you don't need to know everything before you go. A lot of things you just learn along the way. And then a couple of things I would recommend doing before uni starts is, first of all, at home, sort out your whole room, like really deep clean your room, like sort it all out, because you'll find things that you need to take to uni. You'll find loads of things that you don't need anymore and you can sell them. I would really recommend like selling loads of stuff on Depop or eBay before you go, just to get a bit of extra money. And also it's just a great time to clean up your room and your wardrobe, because it makes packing so much easier as well. And the last thing is, if you would like to get a job when you're at uni, then start applying early, like before you get there, because they all go. They'll go. I'm applying to jobs in Bath at the moment, and there's quite a few, to be fair, on Indeed, but I'm thinking there's so many applicants and I haven't got one yet. It's just, as soon as all the students get back, everyone wants a job. So try and get in there as early as possible. Print off some CVs before you go, so that literally on the first or second day you can go around and hand them out and be like, I want to work there. I think that's everything I have to say about tips and things you need to know, things you need to do before uni. If anyone's got any other things, then make sure to comment down below to help everyone out. And good luck to everyone who's starting university. It's going to be so much fun. I know that a lot of people think it's a bit like, oh no, we're not going to have nights out and everything, but fun news. I actually work for a company that organises nights out, and we are able to do them, but it's just going to be like tables. So it's going to be like a club but with tables, and I know that sounds a bit like but it's better than nothing. And there'll still be like a DJ, and yeah, it'll just be fun. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!